Hi everyone, welcome to Johnson's Journeys, Season 6, Episode 11. Today we've got the last two games of the Standard season before the winter break. We play Standard away and then Genk at home. As you can see from the table the first game, Standard are right on our tail, and the second game, Genk are battling at the top of the league as always. So two of the tougher games of the season so far. Last episode obviously was our Norrköping Europa League game and the Ghent Belgian Cup quarter-final game, which we won in both. If you want to see highlights of that, then make sure you check out the episode. Since then, just the one game, Mouscron in the league. They took the lead in the 25th minute, and Denswil scored a header in the 52nd, and that was how that one finished. So we're currently in 6th, 19 games played, 31 points, only lost 4 games but quite a lot of draws, which is coming back to bite us a little bit at the moment. We do have a game in hand on OHL, which if we do win will take us to 4th most likely, which is about right. That's where we should be. And yeah, obviously a win against Standard and Genk today would help us massively. As you can see from the player stats screen, only TriStar making it on there. 4 player of the matches. I don't think he can be far off in goals. Yeah, he's on 12, so he's probably 3rd or 4th perhaps on goals scored. So hopefully with a good second half of the season he can get up there and we can get up there. So but yeah, we'll see how we get on today. Let's have a look at the team then. Pretty standard actually at the moment. Kojikaru's in goal, Murasan, Briancon, Denswil and Sessegnon, Sasa and Vanaken, Alexiev, Sanchez, Nelson and TriStar. The back 5 are low in morale. Murasan and Sessegnon haven't been playing that much, although they are both now going to be guaranteed starters. Denswil, Briancon and Kojikaru are all unhappy. I've offered them all out because there's interest in all of them, and as we've discussed, the squad registration rules and all that jazz, Denswil is actually a homegrown player, but has been unhappy for ages. So, but Briancon and Kojikaru, obviously we've got the new centre half coming in January, Wouters, so he would replace Briancon if we were to move him on. Like I say, there is interest in both Kojikaru and Briancon, so I don't really know why they're kicking up a fuss, but there you go. Hopefully that doesn't affect their performances today. And so yeah, let's get into it. TriStar a little bit off form at the moment. I don't think he scored for a couple of games. Hasn't really strung any sort of bits of form together that well recently. Sort of scores and then doesn't score for ages. Then he scores a hat-trick or something stupid like that. So bit more consistency out of him hopefully for the rest of the season. Now he's settled, and this set of 11 has sort of gelled as our first choice. Question mark still over Sanchez. I don't know who gets the nod yet, him or Hrick. Sanchez didn't start too brightly, then Hrick came in and had a bit of an impact. And then Sanchez has come back in and has looked better. So I think we'll probably just rotate them game by game. That's what I'm trying to say. So we'll keep an eye on that. They're in here. Bonanno just fired wide. As I say, Standard just behind us, although we do have a game in hand on them, so it's not too bad. A win here would really help our top 4 aspirations. OHL, a bit of a surprise package. The rest of the top 7 is to be expected. That was the top 7 last year, I think. I'm not sure about Antwerp actually. They may have. No, they were top 6. tends to be the same teams year on year. Anderlecht and Genk. I don't think Genk have lost yet in the league. And Anderlecht, I think, have only lost 2. So yeah, Genk unbeaten, but a lot of draws, which is why they're behind Anderlecht. Us with 4 losses is the 3rd best in the league so far. But as I say, the amount of draws we've had against lower teams, like that Mouscron game last episode, between the last 2 episodes, that's what's holding us back. We're in here though. Nelson, yes, good finish across the keeper. 8th goal of the season. Another assist for Alexiev, something he started to do again. Ball across, takes a touch, bang. Excellent stuff. Nelson, I think, has now recovered from his, I think it was a strained wrist or something like that. So I'm going to make a couple of changes. Kleiber in what could well be one of his last performances for the club. I don't want to bring on Van Verhoeven, who is a young midfielder, not very good, but homegrown, so has to sort of be on the bench really. Kleiber can play that central midfield role, no problem. Frick on for Sanchez, who's struggling with, well, injury and form. Not injury, sorry, fitness and form. Probably going to get TriStar off for Ugo Chukwu, but I think I'll give him 10 more. See if the introduction of Frick can create anything for him. Quite a creative player, Frick. Kleiber as well has quite an impact in that midfield role, or has done anyway. Nelson ball in, out to Frick. Alexiev. Oh, what a lovely finish on his weaker foot, I believe. 3rd goal of the season. Goal and an assist for him today. Frick knocks it down to Alexiev. I thought it was going wide, but it flew right in the top corner. Excellent finish. Alexiev getting back to his best. We saw glimpses of it last year. Struggled for consistency though. This year he's been very quiet, but has more recently started popping up with assists. And obviously has a goal today as well, which is good. Good to see. Still young. I think he's still only 20. So, oh bloody hell! What's going on there? How has that gone out for a goal kick? Jesus, can't really see a lot of that sort of thing in 2D, but that was a bit crazy. We're into stoppage. Well, nearly into stoppage. Alexiev. Oh, push wide from Paulo. Another one would really have topped off Alexiev's performance today. Corner comes in. TriStar has it on the edge. Murasan has a habit for getting a few assists, to be fair, but can't quite do that today. Bonanno, I'm sure, is a player I've looked at. Coming forward again, but Briancon clears up. Rick to Vanaken. Nelson now. This highlight's still going on. Not really sure why. And still, yeah, minute left. Is there going to be another goal? Nelson, Rick, Nelson again. Fiore tackles. Kleiber mops up. Nelson on the ball. Vanaken, Rick. We are good at that. Sort of recycling possession. Well, I'll say that we just lost the ball, but letting them come forward now. Sessignon to Kajikaru. Is there anything? Is there any point of this highlight? Is there going to be? It's pretty much full time now. Murasan, Rick to Nelson, Vanaken, Nelson, Vanaken, Murasan nearly. There's the full time whistle. I'm not sure why we had to see the whole of the stoppage time really, but there we go. Job done. 2-0. Up to 4th, level on points with Ghent, sorry, but they have a game in hand on us, and then we also have games in hand on Genk. There we go. It's quite difficult to say. What now? That performance was enough for Standard's manager to get the sack. Belhosine. Notice that we're second favourite to get sacked next. at 9-2. Not really sure why that is. And also on the list here, manager called Geordie Condom. That's just a great name. Vincent Kompany also linked with a Standard job. Now a manager at 35 years old. Has he managed anywhere? No. Was released on a free transfer. Oh yeah, it was. Oh, blimey. How the mighty have fallen. Anyway, I'll get forward to the Genk game in 4 days' time. We'll see you there in a minute. Okay, we're back for the Genk game today. Just the one change from the last game. Hrick comes in for Sanchez, partly because he set up Alexiev in the last game, partly because, as I said last episode, I don't really know who's my favourite between Sanchez and Hrick, so I'm probably just going to rotate them game by game. But yeah, that's it. Obviously, as I say, Genk yet to lose in the league, and recently, I think last game actually, beat Anderlecht 3-1. So it's going to be difficult. Obviously, Wouters at the back, joining us, well, after this game, pretty much. One to keep an eye on. It's physically very, very good. Heading and marking and tackling are all brilliant as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on him today. Castagne is a player I've looked at as well. Yeah, very good team, Genk. We'll have to. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. We're at home, so a point would be fine. Although getting a point, no, yeah, a point will be fine. Difficult team to play against. Anderlecht with an early lead. Teodorski. Glad he's not our player. I haven't got a clue how you say that name. Cool. So Denswell on the ball at the back, gives it straight to them. Diaz to Koulibaly. Kojikaru just pushes it away. Yeah. So if you've got any suggestions for January on not so much players that we should sign, because we are now in, well, it's nearly 2022, so getting to the stage where regens are starting to make an impact, but more so if there's a certain position you think we should strengthen or need to strengthen, in your opinion, then yeah, let me know in the comments. I think the signing of Wouters is important, especially with the interest we have in the Briancon and Denswell. And TriStar, he's excellent. What a finish. Nelson assist. We 1-0 up on Genk. Madness. TriStar's 23rd goal of the season. I think the signings, well, not the signings, the transfers that are going out in January are also justified and good. Kleiber. Oh, Nelson, 2-0. That was meant as a cross, but it's gone in. 2-0 up. Nelson now with a goal and assist. Poor keeping from there. Keeper beaten at his front post twice in about 10 minutes. Potential upset on the cards. Yeah, as I was saying, the transfers that are departing in January, I think, are the right decisions. Kleiber and Mubanje, although they were starters for us, they're not excellent players. Can be replaced, and we're out of contract at the end of the season anyway. So to get 3 million for Kleiber and 1 million for Mubanje, especially Mubanje being 31 or 32, I think it's good business, and I'm happy with Murasan and Sessegnon to come in and replace them. I've also got 2 youngsters, one who I've just promoted to the first team. He's only 16, a left back, Willems I think it is, or Williams, one of the two. Looks like he's going to develop into a good player, so he will do in and around the squad as backup, obviously because of the registration rules. And in terms of a right back, we have one out on loan at, I think it might be Mouscron or Locheren, one of them. No, Mechelen, I think it is actually. Player called Kabangu, right back. I think he's older than Murasan, but not as good as. So if we do get desperate, I can recall him as right back cover. And again, he is Belgian, so that sorts that out. And yeah, obviously we've got the central midfielder coming in that's Belgian, so he can warm the bench and will help out with the registration rules. But apart from that, I don't intend to do much more unless we get offers for players and things like that, which I will then deal with accordingly. Potentially another winger needed. Obviously Nelson and Alexiev are starters and are good for us. Cherney, like I say, looks like he's developing a sort of injury streak, injury proneness, which isn't great. And Vojvodic really doesn't, or hasn't been, impressing me off the bench. So maybe one more winger, maybe just a loan until the end of the season, just to add some strength there. But yeah, like I say, that's what I think. But if you've got any opinions, then let me know. TriStar's in again and just goes wide. One of his better games today. Usually doesn't turn up in the big games, but has done today. We are about to avenge the first defeat on Genk this season in the league. 22 games in, and it's Club Brugge that put them to the sword. Wow, what a performance that was. Not really sure if it was us being really good or them being really bad, but either or. 2 goals in 10 minutes, and we get the win. Happy days. Yeah, Nelson, player of the match. And as we look at the league, then we're in 5th, 37 points now, only 12 off Anderlecht with a game in hand. Unlikely that we're going to catch the top 2, but 3rd is definitely the aim. Yeah, we've got a bit of a distance now from 7th. What is there left? 9 games left. Yeah, to cement that top 4 aim. Obviously, the game in hand on OHL we need to utilise. Could well be against them for all I know. I'm not really sure, but Ghent and Antwerp, also have games in hand. So quite tight and unpredictable in that top 5 there. Well, 3 of the top 5. So I'm not sure if I've told you yet, but we've got 2 stellar friendlies coming up soon. We play Coxside, then we play Vålerenga and Ajax. I think I was going to leave it as a surprise, I think I said last episode, but cat's out of the bag, yeah. Vålerenga the day before my birthday, and then Ajax just afterwards, before the first game back against Ghent, which is massive actually, looking at that league table just. So yeah, I will do an episode Vålerenga and Ajax. Then I'll do Ghent and Anderlecht. Then it'll be Locheren and Oostende in the Belgian Cup. OHL and Oostende in the Belgian Cup. Brethren and Hajduk, Kortrijk and Hajduk, and then probably Antwerp and Ghent again to finish the season off. So it's all split up quite nicely. There's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Could well be another 10, maybe more. 10, 12 episodes left of this season yet. Trying to bring as much of it to you as I can. I know that you'll want to see Vålerenga and Ajax. The league's getting interesting, so I want to bring as much of that to you as I can. Obviously, we've progressed in the Cup, so we've got to keep an eye on that as well. And in Europe, fighting on all fronts. So January's going to be very interesting. Obviously, if I've done anything up until the Vålerenga game, I'll let you know. And we'll run through that next episode. So make sure you're around for that. That'll be out on Monday, all being well. And yeah, so if you've enjoyed the vid, pop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, you want to see some more, then subscribe. The button will be up there somewhere. The playlist for the series so far will be over that side, little box. And yeah, like I say, any comments about who you think, or what sort of player or what position we need to sign in January, let me know in the comments or on Twitter. The socials are all in the description below. And yeah, that's about it then. We'll see you next time. Thanks very much.